contain terrible plays and AFKs that may offend some people. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, Arcadian here, back with another episode of Tips for Bronze. This week's episode, Champion Select. So this week I'm going to be covering off on Champion Select and some of the things that you might not really think about but are definitely important and should help you climb. So let's take a step back before you even hit that play button and think, are you even ready to play this game? Firstly, if you are tired, hungry, distracted, or dazed, you won't play as well. You'll be more easily frustrated, and that might just make you say or do something that could set off a teammate or put you on tilt. Make sure you have time to play the game. League of Legends isn't a 30-minute or even a 45-minute game. You should make sure you have an uninterrupted hour before you queue up, because that's just how long some games will take. And then you have Champion Select, queue dodges, loading screens, all those things will take time. Don't play on tilt. Tilt is when you are down or feeling bad about the last game or the last few games you've played. If you go into a game with a negative mindset, you might as well just throw your LP away. Something to help avoiding tilt is to realize that losing is an unavoidable truth of this game. Even the best players lose 50% of their games. So just remember that losing happens. It's just a matter of playing each game to your best as it comes. But if you do get down, because it does happen to all of us, just take a break, don't play. Think of playing ranked like gambling. You're literally betting the system 20 to 30 LP that you will win the next game. And if you do win, you get the LP. But if you lose it all. Now, you wouldn't gamble if you had a terrible poker hand. So don't gamble your LP if you're not holding all your aces. Now that you know you're ready to play, you've queued up and you're in Champion Select, let's meet your allies. The way I think about it is that I have no idea who these people are, what kind of day they're having, if they're on tilt, if they're angry or frustrated, so it's just better to assume that they are all on the verge of losing their minds and AFKing. Now, whether you like it or not, the Riot Overlords have paired you with these 4 other individuals, and these are the 4 people that you have on your team, which will make the difference between winning and losing. You've already got 5 enemies on the other team, and you don't need any more on yours. This being said, and knowing that a happy team equals your reload dream, it's time to employ the super nice guy tactics, and just be as cheerful and positive as possible. As much as you may hate it, or as insincere as it might be, this is a strategic play that will increase your chances of winning, just like Baron or taking Smite to jungle. It's also good to get people talking. Let people know what you prefer to play, while also letting them know if you can fill anything, but open with your preference just in case you get it. However, if somebody ends up saying midder feed or ADC only, but you really wanted to play that role, look up their summoner real quick on LOLking or op.gg. See how much they play that role. Can they only play that role? And if so, just let them have it. It will keep them happy and it will help you win, even if you are better than them in that role. Also, respect pick order, but don't expect your allies to. If somebody 2 picks below you says top or AFK, and you think you can pick Tryndamere because it's all good because you're second pick, don't be surprised if he insta-locks Teemo. If you want to climb, you need to adapt, except that some people will be stubborn. It's your job to get the best outcome from that. Now you've sorted your teammates out and hopefully know where you're going to play, it's time to pick a champion. Now, a lot of people believe that they have a better chance of winning if they pick the OP champion of the week that they saw in the LCS, or the top meta picks. This simply isn't true. To be honest, the meta that exists in the LCS rarely ever even applies to solo queue games, let alone in lower elos. Yes, it is true that some champions can be really strong with buffs and nerfs, but it is almost always better to play what you enjoy. Play what you're comfortable with. If you have 150 games on Darius and know him inside and out, but Maokai is the current OP top laner, play Darius, because your skill will always outweigh a slightly overtuned champion. That being said, you should never criticize other people's picks. If somebody's trying a champion that is out of meta or weak, let them play what they're comfortable with. It's the people who pick random champions that usually surprise you and the enemy the most. Nobody knows how to play against an AD Malzahar. Lastly, I cannot stress enough how important it is that you can play every role with at least one champion. People say that you should never just play one champion to climb, but I disagree, because the best ways to get better at this game is to play against better enemies, and the fastest way to get there is be the best you can be. Playing just one champion can increase your chances of climbing greatly, but you also need to recognize you won't get your role in every game, so you must be able to fill. A general rule of thumb is to be able to play at least one champion in each role well. As you get more comfortable, you can expand your picks. Did you know that you can use search terms in the search bar to display the champions you want to play? You can type things in like Ahri, line, Vi, line, Fiora to show just those champions, or accent SH to show all the champions that start with sh, or all the champions that end in I by using the $I. I'll leave a full list of commands in the description, but this can be really handy to get all the champions that you want to play ready to select, just in case somebody's taking a while to choose. When you enter the lobby, throw up a funny YouTube video or joke, lighten the mood. Talking in Champion Select can easily cheer people up and maybe throw them off tilt. People associate talking with positivity and victory. Keep track of what your allies say. If somebody on your team says that they can only play Hecarim and have 1,000 hit games, then the Q dodges and he isn't on your team anymore, maybe it's a good idea to ban Hecarim so the enemy team can't play him. So, that's all again for this week. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed. I'm looking forward to reading all your suggestions for next week's episode and what you thought of this one. So, until next week, Scurbs out. A quick public service announcement too, Pen and Magic and I are going to be starting to stream soon at www.twitch.tv/ScurbTV. We'll be streaming every weekday and we're hosting a 48-hour stream marathon fundraiser on the 24th of April live from the new Playtech store in Auckland. We'll have giveaways, raffles, tournaments and games. It should be a lot of fun, so if you live in New Zealand, book the dates, or if you want to tune in from around the world and help support us making these videos, it would mean the world to us. So we'll see you then. Welcome, friends!